Hey guys, my name's Hannah and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you guys how to get long hair. So this is stuff that personally worked for me, so it might not work for you. My hair type is about a 3B, but I just want to put that out there because just because it worked for me, it might not work for you. And also this doesn't happen like overnight. Like you're going to need to really stick to some of these steps if you want your hair to grow. So my hair, I think is pretty long. When it's stretched, it's about this long, which I think is pretty long. You can see that. So I'm just gonna tell you guys how I got long hair. So my first tip is what I think really helped me the most, which is doing protective styles in your hair. When I was little, my mom always had a protective style in my hair. Like my hair was never just like down like this or in a ponytail. Like it was always braided up somehow. So some good protective styles I feel like would be any type of braiding, twisting. You could even do like box braids or something like that. It'll really protect your hair and help it grow. So tip number 2 is using like a deep conditioning treatment or like a hair mask while you're in the shower or before you get in the shower. I think it really helps to hydrate and moisturize your hair so that it will be healthy and it'll grow. So my favorite deep conditioner is this Mielle Organics one. And my favorite hair mask is this one from Trader Joe's. These are both great options, whatever you want. There's also other great ones out there that I've tried before, but those are just 2 examples I had today. Okay, so my next tip is don't brush your hair dry. That is awful. It'll cause a lot of breakage in your hair and it'll just like make your hair look shorter. When it breaks off, it'll just look like it's not growing because your hair is all breaking off. So when you do detangle your hair, definitely only do it in the shower when you have a lot of conditioner on it. The conditioner will help add slip so that the tangles will come out faster and easier with less breakage and impact on your hair. So definitely only brush your hair when it's wet with conditioner in it, or else you'll have a lot of breakage. Okay, so my next tip is to get some oil. I have castor oil. I also tried almond oil. You can use whatever oil you want, coconut oil. But what you want to do is before you get in the shower, you want to put some on your scalp and then you want to flip your head upside down and massage it like this. And that will help stimulate the hair in the scalp and it'll help it grow. So I do this a lot. This really helped my hair grow, I feel. I usually do this before I get in the shower about once a month, I would say. And it really helps my hair grow. And it keeps my hair moisturized and hydrated, so I really like using oil. Tip number 5 is to help you prevent breakage again, and that is don't sleep with your hair just down. That'll cause frizz, one, and you'll have to wash your hair more often, but also it'll cause breakage. So I usually get like a scrunchie and put my hair in a high bun, and I'll go to sleep like that. If you have a satin pillowcase, definitely use that. I don't have one, but I feel like that would really help prevent more breakage. Okay, so my 6th tip is to always put some type of product in your hair after you wash it, or else it'll be really dry and it'll not grow because it's like dry and not hydrated. You want your hair to be very healthy for it to grow. So I usually use a leave-in and then some type of styling product, but if you can only get one, definitely get a leave-in. I have this Shea Moisture silicone-free Miracle Styler leave-in treatment. This works really good. It helps to hydrate your hair and I definitely recommend it. Tip number 7 is to always rinse your hair when you get out the pool because chlorine is so damaging to your hair. You always want to rinse it out, and then when you get home, you want to wash your hair. Don't ever let that chlorine sit in your hair for a very long time, especially if your hair is dry. You do not want chlorine in it. That'll cause breakage and it just really dries out your hair, so you don't want that at all. Tip number 8 is try not to dye your hair. I know some people want to dye their hair, which is fine. If that's what you want to do it. But if you do, then I would recommend not using bleach if you can. But if you have dark hair, you're probably going to need bleach. So if you do use bleach, I would say try to avoid the roots because that's where your hair is growing from, and you don't want to like damage the roots because then your hair isn't going to grow as fast. So I definitely recommend try to avoid dyeing it. Tip number 9. A lot of people say like
if you want to grow your hair, don't use heat or whatever.
Personally, I understand like sometimes you're gonna want to straighten your hair. I have that itch every once in a while, just you want to get your hair straightened. So what I did to help grow my hair was when I was little, I only got my hair done a certain amount of times per year. So I'd set a goal. I recommend setting a goal for yourself, like only get your hair straightened like 3 to 5 times a year, and then stick with that. And it's not no heat, but it is less heat, so your hair will grow, because my hair grows and I straighten it about 5 times a year. So honestly, I mean, people are saying don't use heat, you're not gonna have long hair, but in my case that's not true. Okay, another myth for tip number 10 is that people are always like,
oh, you need to get your hair trimmed or cut like every month or something.
I don't think that's true. You really only need a trim or a cut if your hair has really bad split ends. Like if you have split ends, you definitely want to get it trimmed off, because the breakage will just keep going up your hair and it'll get to your root and it'll cause the appearance of shorter hair. But honestly, I feel like you really don't need to get your hair trimmed that much. I personally get mine trimmed about 3 or 4 times a year. I don't feel the need to get it trimmed so much. So, and also when you trim it, it's obviously taking away some of your length. So if you want to grow your hair out, I would say don't get it trimmed or cut so much. Tip number 11 is don't put your hair in like really tight hairstyles, like tight ponytails. Like don't use these kinds of hair ties and make a really tight ponytail. If you do want to have some type of hairstyle or a ponytail, I recommend getting scrunchies. I love scrunchies. I use these all the time, because when you use a tight hair tie and a tight hairstyle, it'll put stress on your hairline, and that'll cause your hair to thin, which it won't grow as fast. And like, you just want to really make sure that you're taking care of your hair and not putting it super tight. Tip number 12 is don't wash your hair every day. That is so bad for your hair. It's stripping it of its natural oils. I definitely recommend
Do not
wash your hair every day. Personally, I wash my hair about once a week, and then if my curls need a refresh, I'll just get in the shower and I'll use a co-wash or just a conditioner to detangle my curls and kind of start fresh. But don't shampoo your hair every day. I really only do it once a week. You can do it like twice a week if you want, but you don't need to shampoo your hair that much, especially if you have curly hair, because your hair needs the oils, because curly hair tends to be more on the dry side. For tip number 13, a lot of people say,
oh, if you want to grow your hair and you want to have healthy hair, you need to finger detangle your hair or use like a wide tooth comb.
if you have thick hair, this is not gonna work. For me, it doesn't work. I feel like wide tooth combs just make my hair more tangled. So I honestly brush my hair, but just if you use a brush, try not to brush your hair too much, because it does like pull out a lot of your hair, and that'll just like, you won't have as much hair and it won't be long. But honestly, I think that's like not easy to do, just using a wide tooth comb. It doesn't work for me. So my last tip, it's not really a tip on how to grow your hair, but it'll give the appearance of longer hair, is do like a twist out or a braid out. I used to do this all the time. So I was just, at night, I would wash my hair and put products in it, and then I would put 2 braids right here, and I'd braid my hair, and then I'd go to sleep with that, and in the morning I'd wake up and I'd have little waves, so my hair would look a lot longer. Okay, so those are all my secrets and tips on how I grew my hair long. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye!
The rest of me is